It's Triple Crown here, Saturday, June 22nd, 2024. Back a little closer to home today, but with the same promoter, the J&J show here in Westchester, Ohio, not too far away from where I live. I have set up with 2 tables, 5 showcases today. Some returning viewers will probably say, that's kind of unusual. That is because I'm actually setting up for my friend as well as myself. He is unable to make it to a lot of these shows this summer due to some other engagements he's involved in, and I've offered to set up his cards for him. Therefore, I'm kind of operating both tables at once today. It might be a little bit more of a challenge since at most I'm used to dealing with 3 showcases, and that's usually when I have a lot of cards. I could probably stretch mine into 3 right now, albeit they'd be a little more spacious. But going with 5, it will be more of a challenge. I'll just put it that way today. Let's get into it. I have high expectations for this show, but right off the bat, I was challenged, to say the least, with the very first interaction I had. Give you a little bit of context for this first clip. I have my Bryce Young orange out that this buyer is asking about. $250 price sticker on it. He hits me with, "What's your best?" Tell him I don't want to negotiate against myself. Takes it out and looks at it, asks me again what I think. I'm trying to get him to make the offer. I've already put my price sticker on it, so I kind of want him to work with me from there.
What do you think?
I got $250 on it, so you tell me.
I definitely don't want that. Okay, that's cool. I can't find it. Sure.
160. I can't do that, sorry.
It's like 75% of the last sale.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't even buy with that, so. Little plug segment here. My friend Mike and I recently did a podcast on the topic of percentages for his Golden Age of Cardboard podcast. If you want to take a listen to that, I'll leave a link in the description of this video down below. But for this situation right here, I can't be moving my quarterbacks at that kind of margin, especially when I'm the dealer who's set up here. It's not like I'm going up to someone else's table. In fact, I don't really go up to other people's tables trying to sell cards because I don't want to sell to them at those percentages, really. So whenever it's the roles reversed and someone comes up to my table, I always scratch my head a little bit there. Again, I don't include any of these segments to ever pick on anyone. I just kind of want to show all of my different types of experiences, and you guys can make your own determination as to what you think about those. But let's move on to the next clip.
But it's not very good.
Okay. Anything off limits?
Nope.
All right.
Nothing's off limits.
That's cool.
Mostly football.
Are these what you're wanting for them, your stickers here?
No.
Okay.
I'm negotiable on every single price.
Sounds good. A few things I always want to establish when I first start off with going through someone's box that they bring up to sell. Is there anything that is off limits? I don't want to go through some of their PC stuff or things that they bought at the show and even give them the temptation to sell it if they really have no intention to do that. I also kind of want to know where their price point is. Sometimes people will have stickers on them, but it's not necessarily the stickers that they're asking. Maybe it's from when they were last set up at a show. Maybe it's something that they bought and just haven't removed the sticker from it. And then the last thing is to pay attention to how the cards are ordered to make sure that there's no particular order. Sometimes people keep their cards sorted by player or by team. In this case, he has these cards sorted in descending order from price. His most expensive cards are towards the front. His cheapest cards are towards the back. And I want to be mindful of that if I end up putting any of the cards back that I pull out, because I don't want to mess up the order. Basically, I want to show him the same care to his cards that I would want shown to my cards. I've been told before by people that they really respect that. They appreciate the attention to detail. That's something that I'm always going to try to do. To me, it's common courtesy, but I guess sometimes I've had some bad experiences based on some of the feedback that I have received.
Might get something graded just for the hell of it. So I think some could just get a tendency to come have it.
Oh yeah. And you'd be surprised, like I sell rookies of obscure players all the time. You never know what people are going to want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I just went through all of them, like 2,000, and then I figured out I need to look for Pat Tillman, and now I got to go through them all again.
It gives you a good excuse to go back through them, though.
Yeah, you're right. You're like, let's go through them again.
Right. Ain't going to hurt anything. If you guys want to see anything out of here, just let me know. All right, let's take a look here. Actually, do you want to have a seat?
Yeah, well.
Most shows that I go to will give you 2 chairs for each table that you take. In this case, I have 4 chairs. Even if I just have 1 table though and I end up with 2 chairs, I will like to put my extra chair on the opposite side of the table to give people a chance to sit down. Sometimes seating opportunities are very limited in shows. If you give someone an opportunity to sit down, they might be willing to chat a little bit more. Maybe it leads to a sale or a purchase. You never know, but it's always something that might help. How would you prefer I do it? You want me to give you individual prices?
Yeah, individual if you would.
Yeah. This one I see the last 10 around like 50-ish. And then there's some like 9s and 8s. The 8s and the 9s are around 20. And then one at 32. So I would say I'd value it around like 60. I'd pay like 50 on it.
Alright, I'm not at 50 right now on it yet.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. This one is just a pure shot in the dark.
Yeah, it is.
Pull off on that.
All right.
It's probably going to be too far away from it.
No, I know. It's like, it's a huge shot in the dark. I have no idea what's up with that one.
Yeah, 140 for the stack.
What stack?
For both these stacks, I guess I should say. These the stickers are right about where I would put them at. These are a little bit less. This one I'd say about 60. This one's about 30. This one's about 10.
I don't like that price.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Do you want them all, or do you want to go single? You just go.
I would prefer to get them all. Is there any that you're hesitant on that are?
I just don't like it.
All right, yeah, no worries. Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
But were you at 50 on this?
Yeah.
I'll do 50 on this.
You sure?
Yep.
All right.
I was thinking about it, and you know what? I could definitely do 50 on that. It's like I was at like 70 or 80. I sell that on eBay. It's 60 after fees.
You get cash in hand, ready to spend at the show, right?
Yeah. Exactly. I appreciate it, man.
I see your worn spot.
Yeah.
I literally just walked around, like, just bring them back, and he's like, okay,
yeah, go for it.
It's just,
yeah, go ahead.
we do mostly football, but I have to go football. But I kind of try to organize it.
Yeah.
We're checking that.
You bet.
Like, just thinking about doing teams again. I don't know.
I do 100 on the pair if you want to. When someone is thinking about a card, they end up putting it back. What I will do is I will extend the olive branch, so to speak, sometimes and offer them a bundle price. That would be my number if they were to take both and kind of just throw it out there. Usually if they counter that offer, I'm going to say, no, the offer I gave you is going to be my best one. Sometimes they take it, sometimes they pass on it. Usually if someone says, I'll think about it and they walk away, 99 times out of 100, they're not going to come back for it. And because of that, I usually make sure that I keep all of my sales in front of me, so to speak. I don't want someone to walk away and quote unquote think about it. I usually want to make sure that the card is sold right then and there, or else I kind of expect that it's not going to be sold. He ends up only taking the spawn here. That's perfectly fine.
Question it early.
Yeah.
Can I see the explosive?
Yep.
And processing exactly.
You bet.
Do you know this? I'm gonna just walk around.
50. Yep.
45.
For you, yes.
The Jalen Hurts, last one did 50.
Yep.
Would you take that?
I would not. I got offered 60 earlier in the show. I'd be at like 70. We look like the last 10, it was like 400, so kind of basing it off of all that. You can see there's a lot of multitasking going on here. This happens from time to time at the shows. I'm pretty much handling 3 separate deals at once here. And it definitely can be challenging at times balancing all that at once and making sure all the customers are being attended to.
You been hit up yet?
No.
Good, that means I'm early.
You are right on time.
Can I pull some stuff out?
Yep, go for it.
Would you be interested in that?
I'd have to pass on that one, but thank you.
Yeah. What could you do on this?
160.
Okay.
I always love it when someone is really passionate and excited about getting the card. This young man loves Joe Burrow, was extremely excited to pick up that explosive case hit Joe Burrow card. Mom said it was okay too, which is always a bonus. You always want mom's approval. But she goes ahead and Venmos me. I've had people ask before, is it cash only or do I take any electronic forms of payment? I do. I will take Venmo or Zelle on the spot in addition to cash. Of course, cash is preferred because if I try to Venmo or Zelle someone back when they come up to sell to me, usually it doesn't work out as well. They want cash for their cards. Understandable. For me, though, I'm willing to accept however many electronic forms of payment as I can because I don't want to miss out on a sale for my lack of being able to accept those. And that was the case here. In fact, most of my payments for this show actually came electronically.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I got a plane packet. That's it. I need to go plane packet. Got it. Is this yours?
He's looking up that.
Okay.
What's going on? Some good stuff.
This is one of my regular customers here. He knows that I am taking on Justin's stuff for the weekend and bringing it with me. And therefore, we're going to do 2 separate deals here. The first deal we're going to do is going to be for my stuff, and then we will work on Justin's stuff a little bit later on. This helps me with paperwork. That way I know exactly what each card sold for. We can divvy up our earnings properly that way. Make sure that I am crossing my T's and dotting my I's when it comes to paperwork time after the show. But here I'm going to show you what I did for the stack, or I guess kind of the pile that is leaning over here to my right.
This stuff, right?
Yeah, you want to do mine first and then do
Yeah,
this?
what's yours?
Okay, let's figure it out. I am making a bunch of what seems like random stacks here. If you're not really paying attention to the stickers, the cards are kind of going every which way here. What I'm doing though is making stacks where the sticker prices are $100 even. Once I get to some of the higher value cards, I will change the amount on the stacks, but you'll see me mixing and matching different cards here just to make sure I'm getting those even 100 numbers, whichever way I can make them fit. Purpose of that is that I find that it's a little bit faster for me than adding them all up via calculator. I also find that I am more accurate. Sometimes I get distracted. Somebody might walk up and say something. Somebody who is another dealer setup might be saying something to me. This way I can see exactly what I have tallied, what I haven't tallied, make those stacks, and it allows me to better visualize it. I don't know why, that's just the way that my brain works. That's why I'm making these seemingly incoherent stacks here throughout. Then I will bring out the calculator to double check my math. That way I make sure that he's getting the same number that I'm getting, and I'm getting the same number that I got the first time I counted as well. $18.50 on my stack.
How's that with your what? That sticker price?
Yeah, well, no, that's taking 90% of my sticker price. It was like...
$18.50?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not going to work. $18.50 works.
Cool. That's about as beautiful as it gets right there. I tell them the sum of all my stickers. This is what I'm taking off. Here's our final number. Shake hands, get squared up, take my picture so that I can do all the fun spreadsheeting later on in the afternoon, and then we're on our way. Very pleased with this deal because it was a little slower leading up to this one. This one kind of pushed me to what my goal was for the day. I didn't have as high expectations for this show as I would say something that I consider a little bit more regional, like a Shipshawana or a Midwest Monster. Definitely a lower expectation for more of what I would call a local monthly show, but this put me right at where my goal was going to be for the day. These two?
Yeah, and then the Jamar 10. These circles, the further and further I go in this place.
I made this a dead zone so nobody could look up my cards.
Right.
Yeah. It starts working again once you get down there.
Give me anywhere close to 200 on those.
$240.
240? Give me at 230.
230 is fun. You want a sticker?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Quick sidebar, I do have those new TripleCrown24 stickers. If you ever stop by my table, feel free to grab one. One thing I noticed from when I first started dealing to now is I rarely make single cards deals anymore. Seems like every single deal I make involves at least 2 cards. Not really have much else to say about that, just an observation I kind of had while doing this show. That is going to do it for this show vlog. I ended the day around 2,500 in sales, probably closer to 2,550, mostly because a lot of my, I guess you could say, better cards were stuck in the mail system. I was expecting them for this show. They didn't quite turn up in time, but hey, that's no problem. I'll have them for the following show or whenever else I may decide to sell them. On Justin's stuff, I did pretty well selling his stuff. I think we did around 6,500 there. If you combine the two, that means I had about $9,000 in sales for this show. Definitely not bad for what was definitely a lot more of a casual, fun Saturday afternoon. This reminded me a lot of when I was first setting up at shows pre-pandemic times. I don't know what it was, but it felt a little bit different at this show. I was hanging out with my buddy Mike Cards Across America and his friend Greg as well. Just having a good time, kind of BSing with some of the dealers and talking with a lot of regulars, some friends that I've made throughout the hobby. I did end up buying quite a bit for my ComC port, a couple of 3-row and 2-row boxes that I am still working through processing. Didn't get clips of those, but that was largely what I did for buying. I'll have to mostly stick to online to get some of the cards that will make it into my showcases, albeit I did pick up about 24 cards that I would consider showcase cards. But that's it. Nothing too crazy in this one. Figured I'd share some of the experiences though. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. See you later this week with some more content. Until then, take care, stay safe, and be kind.